Welcome to another episode of The Most Important Songs to Me. Today we're going to be talking about probably one of my top 5 songs ever for myself, at least the ones that have affected me and changed me, at least changed the way I listen and enjoy music in reality. It's Anchor by Novo More. I'm going to put a link in the description down below for you guys to check it out if you haven't heard of it, but without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty guys, so I'm actually really excited to tell you guys about this one because I feel like Novo doesn't have as much attention as he deserves. He is one of my favorite artists, bar none. I think he's pretty close to the same level for me as Bon Iver, the last episode of these that I did. His way of communicating emotions inside of his tracks, and not only communicating emotions, because one thing I find kind of often, it was like certain artists, they have like a theme that they usually talk about throughout most of their music, whether it's love, loss, in certain cases money, a bunch of different things. But one thing that I really enjoy about Novo is his way of writing is always something different. It always leaves it up to your interpretation of what you feel during the track. Like Anchor, like the video for Anchor is stunning. I'll put a little clip in here for you guys to check it out right now. It's like a video about a mermaid and this fisherman and stuff like that. But it kind of leaves it to your own interpretation of what does it actually mean. Is it about loss? Is it about the right things coming along at the right time? Is it about learning to love again? What is it about? I don't know. Maybe Novo, obviously I feel like Novo probably has his own idea of what it means, but I kind of like how it's like a blank slate that you can just put yourself into. And I find that with a lot of his music, that's the case. One of my other favorite, State Lines, same thing. And it all has this weirdly familiar and comforting feel. It's one of my favorite songs to put on when I used to go for a drive. I don't have a car now, I just have that bike. But when I used to go for night drives, or like there's a spot back in my old hometown that's kind of far away from everything else. And if you go there really late at night, there's like almost no light pollution. So I'd put the song on, put the windows down, and look out of the sunroof, and you could see the stars, and the air was nice and cold and crisp. I would just play like these songs, and it would just, especially when I was going through like a really tough time, it really helped. It made it feel like maybe everything wasn't going to be okay, but that maybe everything was going to eventually be okay, or at least I'm going to get through this tough patch that I'm currently going through. But yeah, if you guys haven't got a chance, check out all of Novo's work. Novo is actually the one, I was watching his documentary, and he's actually the one who introduced me to this really incredible artist that I covered in a previous episode, Tilke Schwartz. She's the one who actually did the art for his last album. And I feel kind of ashamed. A long time ago, I had the opportunity, when I didn't really know Novo More that well. He was doing a show here in Vancouver, and like I discovered him like a few months after that. So it was like, yeah, what a shame. Hopefully he comes on tour again. If he comes on tour anywhere close, I'm definitely going to go out and see him, because I think it would be something special to hear it from the man himself about his tracks. And maybe one day, I think it would be incredible to be able to work with him as well one day, because he's just such an incredible musician, and the way he just thinks about music. If you guys haven't watched the documentary, I'll put that in the description below as well. It really helped me when I'm looking for motivation and stuff like that. But back to Anchor. The instrumentation, the build, it's so powerful and so emotional. It's one of the most powerful songs that I personally know. And I remember the first few times that I listened to it, even now it kind of makes me a little bit emotional listening to it. It kind of affected me in the way that now that's the kind of music I need to hear. Like the music that I make moves me, and I think that's how you create such an incredible connection with the people that listen to your music. And because that's what it's done for me. Like now I listen to his music, and now I put my own personality and I put my own thing onto the tracks that I listen from him. And that's kind of what I want to do with my music eventually. I want my music to mean something, and I want my music to be reminiscent and kind of like almost like a timestamp in someone's life. That would be really cool. Like having your tracks associated with somebody's life and have a memory of theirs linked to something that you created. That sounds so incredible. And that's what Novo, and that's what, by extension, Anchor means to me. And I hope you guys get a chance to check it out. It's one of my favorites ever. But anyway, guys, I will catch you on Monday for another episode. Peace.